Welcome. So we're going to start today from hands and knees, and we're going to move into a little child's pose. So bring your feet together to touch, knees out wide, and send the hips back towards the heels, stretching the arms out in front of you. Take a couple breaths here just to get centered and start to let everything relax. We're going to pop up onto the fingertips, walk the hands over towards the left, plant the right hand down firmly, move the right hip towards the right heel, and turn the right underarm down towards the ground to get a nice stretch to the right side of the body. Come back up onto the fingertips and we'll just walk on over towards the other side. So left palm is going to plant down nice and firmly. Left hip moves towards the left heel and left armpit turns down towards the ground. And you should feel a nice little stretch through the side body here. We're just breathing deeply, letting things open up. Walk your hands back towards the center of the mat, and from here we're going to tuck our toes under, straighten through the legs, shoot the hips up and back, and we'll move into our first downward facing dog. So take a little second here just to let everything settle, make any movements that you need to. And then as we inhale, we'll lift the right leg up. Bend the right knee, roll the right hip open, keeping the upper body nice and firm, straight. Move into a couple rounds of hip mandala. So as you inhale, draw your knee forward. As you exhale, we're going to lift it up, great big circle, up and back, keeping that knee bent. Inhale, bringing it forward. Exhale, up and back. Inhale, draw it forward. Exhale, up and back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, up and back, and then this time just let that foot hang a little bit, opening up through the right hip. A nice little yawn to get things started. As you breathe in, draw your foot forward between the hands, plant the foot, drop down onto the left knee. We're going to square the hips back a little bit, tip the pelvis up towards the face, and move into our low lunge here. So arms can come up overhead if that's comfortable for your shoulders. And we're just opening up through that left hip flexor. Bring the hands down to frame the front foot, and we're going to draw the hips back, straightening through the right leg, moving into a little half Hanumanasana. As you inhale, come forward into your low lunge. Exhale, draw the hips back again, toes staying nice and active, pulling towards the face. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, pulling it back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, pulling back. And this time, if it's comfortable, you can lean in a little bit deeper, getting a little more opening through that front right hamstring. Again, just keeping those toes nice and active, spine long. Tuck the toes of the left foot, and we're just going to shoot that right leg all the way up and back into a three-legged dog. You can keep it lifted or set it down. Come forward into your high plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga, and inhale, pull through to an upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to walk the feet forward to meet the hands, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, come all the way up, reach up, look up, and then draw your hands through to heart center. Big breath in, arms are going to go up and around again. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift. And exhale, we're going to plant the hands, step or hop back to our downward facing dog. As we breathe in, left leg is going to come up behind us. Bend the left knee, roll that left hip open, keeping the upper body nice and square towards the front of the mat. Both shoulders are strong. And we'll do our little hip mandala here. So as we inhale, we're going to draw the foot forward, coming to the chest, and exhale, make a big circle up and back with the hip. So inhale forward, exhale up and back, and just go through that a few times, working with your own breath, opening up that hip capsule, getting everything nice and warm. This time as you draw the leg up, just let it kind of hang open there. And then as you breathe in, draw the foot forward between the hands, drop to the right knee, and we'll move into our low lunge. So scissor the hips together, tip the pelvis a little bit up towards the face, and then lean into a nice deep stretch for the right hip flexor. Bring the arms up overhead if that's comfortable. Make sure your shoulders are still relaxed. And just take a few breaths there to settle. Hands come to the either side of the front foot, and we're going to pull back into our little half Hanumanasana here. So hips pull back, toes pull back towards the face. And as we inhale, we're lunging forward into that right hip flexor. As we exhale, drawing back into our left hamstring. This time we can pause there in our little half honeymoon and fold in a little bit deeper to open up through that left hamstring just a little bit more, making sure our toes are still engaged, spine is nice and long, and just breathing there. Tuck the right toes under, and then we're going to shoot our left leg up and back into our three-legged dog. Keep it lifted or set it down, three-legged high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, pull through to upward facing dog, and exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to walk the hips forward, walk the feet forward to meet the hands. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. And we're going to take a little Padangusthasana, so peace fingers wrap around the big toes, and then we're going to use that leverage just to pull in a little bit deeper. So elbows are going to come out wide, big toes push down, peace fingers pull up, and we'll just open up through the hamstrings a little more, just separating and lifting the sit bones. Release your grip on the feet, and we'll inhale, come all the way up, reach up, stand up, look up. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Inhale, arms come up and over again, and exhale, pull it through. We're going to shift our weight onto our left foot, pick the right leg up. Right ankle is going to come to the left knee, bend deeply through that left knee, and we'll move into a little standing figure four. So hands come together at heart center, and we're just opening up through that outer hip, a little balance there. Straighten through that left leg, send your right leg out in front of you, and then wrap it around the left leg. See if you can hook the toes around the calf. Right arm is going to wrap under the left arm, palms come together for a little bit of an eagle pose. And just everything squeezing nice and firmly towards the midline there. Straighten once more through that left leg, step the right leg back, about a medium-sized step. Right foot's going to come out to 45 degrees. Both legs are straight, and we're going to move into our pyramid pose. So you can take reverse prayer with the arms or bring the hands down to either side of the foot. Either way, we're endeavoring to keep our pelvis nice and straight, square to the ground. And we're endeavoring to have that fold come from the hips and not from the spine. So just folding forward as much as is comfortable for you. Step the right foot back just a little bit. Bring the left foot to meet it, coming to a high plank. And bring our right palm towards the center of the mat, and then turn into our Vashisthasana side plank. So lifting up through the hips here, staying nice and strong through the shoulders, through the feet, and just digging into that side strength a little bit. From here, we're going to bring left leg in front of us, plant the foot, and then start to just slowly lower that right hip down towards the ground. Again, just getting into that side body, the hip, the ITB. And just going as far as you can go. From here, our right foot is going to come to left hip. Left foot is going to come to right hip, knees stacking on top of each other, moving into a little Gomukhasana or cow face pose. You can stay upright if you feel a pretty good stretch there, or you can also fold forward if you want to go a little bit deeper. We're just using the breath as a tool here. Maybe go a little bit deeper. Unwind the legs, bring the hands towards the front of the mat, come back into our high plank. Exhale, we're going to lower chaturanga. Inhale, pull through to upward facing dog. And exhale, hips rise up and back, downward facing dog. One more time, I'm going to walk the feet forward to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Folding in nice and deep. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. And this time we'll take Padahastasana. So backs of the hands come to the floor. And then feet are just going to step onto the palms of the hands. And same concept, elbows come out wide. And we just use that little bit of leverage to fold in maybe a little bit deeper. Tailbone tipping up towards the sky. Inhale, let that go. Rise up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, reach up, look up, rise up. Come to stand. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, pull them through to heart center. Shifting the weight over to the right foot, we're going to pick the left leg up, bring the left ankle to the right knee, bend deeply through that right knee, bring the hands to heart center, and we'll move into our standing figure 4 pose. So staying nice and active through the toes of both feet, just to make sure that we have a nice balance and we're protecting that knee there. Straighten through the right leg, kick the left leg out, and then try to wrap it around, hooking those toes around the right calf. Left arm is going to come under the right, arms twisting together like ropes, moving into our Garudasana or eagle pose. Everything here is hugging nice and strong towards the midline so we can keep that nice, strong balance. We're going to straighten again through the right leg and step that left foot back, little medium-sized step, squaring the hips to the front of the mat. Left foot turns out about 45 degrees. Again, you can take reverse prayer, bring the hands down to either side of the front foot. And we're just going to fold forward there, keeping a nice long spine and getting a nice deep stretch to that right hamstring. Step the left foot back a little further, bring the right foot to meet it. We're going to bring our left palm towards the center of the mat and move into our side plank on the other side. So right arm comes up over the head, hips are lifting, everything is nice and strong, one long line, whole under the side of the body is working. Bring that right foot in front of you, plant the foot, and then start to lower that left hip down towards the mat. So we get a nice, long, engaged stretch through the side body here. And left foot is going to tuck to the right hip, right foot tucks to the left hip, knees stacked one on top of the other. Big breath in to lengthen the spine at the top, and then if you have the space, you can fold forward from there. If you already feel a lot of stretch when you're seated upright, probably no need to fold forward. Just work from exactly where you are. Just following the breath. Unwind the legs, and we're going to make our way onto our back. We'll take that same little figure four we were taking earlier, this time lying down. So right ankle comes to the left knee, and we're just going to twist those over towards the left side of the room, planting the right foot on the left side of the body. Left arm can gently guide that right knee away from the body. We'll just open up here through the TFL as well as through the spine. Your gaze can turn towards the opposite shoulder if that's comfortable on the neck. Inhale, draw the legs back to center, and we'll just gently switch sides. So left ankle is going to come to the right knee, and then left foot is going to plant over on the right side of the body. Right arm can gently guide that left knee away from the body. Left arm opens nice and wide, and then gaze can turn towards the opposite side. And we're just letting everything here kind of passively open up. Getting a little space, especially through that front of the hip crease there. From here, we'll move into our Shavasana. So what we're going to do is stretch both legs out long, bring the arms beside the body, make any little adjustment that you need to feel comfortable. And then just let everything go. Let all effort go. Let your body be soft and melty on the floor, like you're butter on a hot pan. And just rest knowing that there's nothing else to do. You can stay there as long as you like, but whenever you're ready, take some deeper conscious breaths. Start to make some little movements throughout the body, and then roll on over to your right side. Tuck in for 1 little second there. And then nice and easily, just make your way up towards a seated posture, however it makes sense to you. Draw your hands together at heart center. And then take one little moment here just to thank yourself, to note anything that you are particularly grateful for today, and just to be. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.